But based on where I see you guys at, there's always going to be that next level that's needed. And so that's what I was telling Nurse Earl the other day. Is like, if we would have had this class and said, okay, one-time fee, 60 days. Like, look at how we just, some of y'all are just now understanding, oh, the offer, oh, I got it now, oh, the bonuses. But if we would have stopped this 60, the first 60 days, look at how all the stuff we would have missed out on. So from my perspective, there's always going to be a need for, okay, what's the next level? Because we haven't even got the landing pages yet in creating the page. Then once we get that done, now we got to talk about the upsell. Then once we get that done, we got to talk about the webinar. What's going to be in the webinar? Then we got to talk about the follow-up. Then we got to talk about sending out physical products and premiums. How do we do that? So it's so many levels to it. It's not just a learn content, market. All right, we ready to rock and roll. Now it's going to always be some type of consulting from my understanding that we're going to need. We just left Funnel Hacking Live, paid thousands to go there, and we learned a whole bunch about what we even needed to add into it. So it's like, there's always going to be those things that we need to evolve and change. So being able to stay tapped in and get the new tricks, get the new tactics, what's working now, what's not. For example, one of our guys who helps us with, who's about to be helping us with the ads, what he's noticing, what he's telling us is, hey, direct to sale isn't working right now. A lot of people are going back to webinars based on where the economy is. So being able to stay tapped in and know that, and being able to be ahead of the game and say, okay, let me start working on my webinar. The direct to sell ain't it right now. You can start to make those adjustments and move, because the market is always changing. Something's happening, X, Y, and Z. Also, we ain't just talking about webinars. Okay, what about the upsell before the webinar starts, where you can get $3,000 before the webinar even starts? Then we can use that money for ads. So versus using that money to put in your pocket, we're going to use this 3 to run the ads. Well, who going to run the ads? We got somebody who can run. So that's why I say it's not necessarily a stopping period. It's based on, okay, this is where I'm at right now. Time to go to the next level, because we still buying coaching. We still getting stuff to take us to the next level.
I think that's the challenge for a lot of us as students, is that, the way America done trained us, you go to school to learn something and stop.
Yeah.
And life don't work like that. So like, even with the fact that y'all still learning a lot of stuff, there's a lot of pivoting. And I think in some people's minds, it's like, oh, it's frustrating, because it's like, I thought we was going northwest. Now we got to go northeast. But it's like, that's how life is in this world. And it's always changes happening. Something might have worked in the fall, but now it's winter time. And now we got to go put on different clothes and turn on the heat. And none of it stays still. It's always moving and shifting. So I think, to me, that's the challenge. Is like, it's a lifestyle to a degree. There's a cultural aspect to it, where it's not just something I do on the weekend. You got to like live it all day. Even when you getting content, you have to actually, it's got to be part of your life. Like, your phone is like almost a family member or something like that. It can't be separate. It got to be involved in everything you do. And that's, to me, that's the challenge. But I see what it is, and it's a constant adjustment that I don't know how long it'll take, but it's ongoing,
Yeah, the main thing is just getting what you do know you have to do done. So what we do know we need to do is my offer. As far as yourself, okay, you didn't already gave you suggestions. You're gonna need some your own products. If we're gonna go to shade, you got your cream. That needs to be the next step. Hey, get me some products. If I can't get the products, become an affiliate. My next step is, okay, get the landing page. I need to get the Stripe together. I need to get this. Okay, now it's done. That part is done. You already know how to create content. So you don't necessarily, until something changes, have to continue to go back on how to create content once you get it. But now you don't learn your content. You don't learn this. Okay, now it's time to webinars. How do we do the webinar? It's not just put a bunch of words and put stuff at the end. There's a structure to it. There's a story to it. Okay, boom. Now we got to go to the follow-up. What's the system we're going to use for the follow-up? That's going to trigger off the email, text message. When they buy it, it automatically opens up their Kajabi or takes them to this. And like all this stuff is a lot of work on the back end. So it's like the time period is hard to say. And I'm using this as an example because some of y'all already had y'all offers together ready weeks ago. but some people still don't know they offer, still don't know their target audience, although we done talked about it, done taught on it, have examples. So it's like we have to, okay, some people are going to be slow, some people are going to be here. So it's kind of hard to say it's going to be the time period because it's really determined on you. Once we give you something, that's why I kept saying after a while, we're going to talk about offers again, instead of giving y'all something new every time. Nope, let's come back to offers because I want to make sure we got this perfected first before we go to the next thing. Or else I'm just giving y'all a bunch of work and you working and it's like, shoot, I'm just working. No, let's get the offer down, perfect it. Do you got your bonus? Do you know the limited time offer? What's the main offer? Do you know your target audience to know how to say it? Okay, boom, we done completed this. Now you ready for the landing page because it ain't just about creating a landing page. Now we got to talk about copy. Just putting random words on there ain't gonna get it. There's a certain thing called copy, persuasive language that goes on the website. And this is what I try to tell people about online. A lot of people, if they on the outside looking in, they think it's just, oh, get a product, promote it, make dope content, and that's it. No, it's the page. Like there are strategic reasons that certain things is placed on the page. There's certain, it's a strategic and strategy on why certain things is placed on the webinar, when it's placed on the webinar. Like it's so much to this, man, running a business on social media. And it's not as easy as people think it is, which is why I knew the coaching was going to be important. We could have gave y'all, pre-recorded classes and said, figure it out. But I know for me, I had to get some insight. I had to get some questions. When we went to the Funnel Hacking Live, they gave us certain insight about what we had. Oh, that makes sense. For example, one of the things was, for me, I used to think overwhelm them with a bunch of videos, and that's gonna be perceived as a lot of value. I used to brag about, oh, I got 10-hour videos in there, 6-hour videos, 3-hour videos, and they said no. Less is more, because you're overwhelming the student with a 6-hour video. Now you didn't gave them a lot of game now. So what I thought value was a bunch of games, 6 hours. I will brag about that, but that actually was not a good thing because a lot of us don't have time to sit down and really digest 6 hours. So that's why y'all see outside of these live streams, the videos are 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. You know what I mean? So I had to learn that. So all these different insights and things change over time. And that's why having the coaching, we can give you that insight when we see it.